Hi, Zizaran here, and welcome to Try to Die Less Than I Do. I'm going to start trying to do a weekly review rip clip series where people can send me their deaths on hardcore, etc. And ideally their own, not other people, just so I can like roast them or whatever. It's not going to be that type of series. But we only had one person send in an email. So I figured, well, what better way to start this but by actually making a video, and then a lot of people will see that, and then you guys can send in an email. So if you want your rip clip to be featured, it's zizarangaming@gmail.com, and I will be doing this video with 3 of my own, 1 of Karn's, and 1 person that sent in an email. So I'll basically be explaining the death, what happened, and what, if anything, could have been done to prevent it. So here we have my first death this league. I have 3 so far in like 500 hours played, and this is doing a Maven 10-way. We can see here that the mods are monsters deal extra physics cold, unique bosses deal damaging attack speed, increased accuracy, power charges, and impale and maim on hit. And none of these are particularly dangerous, but this one, players have minus 20 amount of suppressed spell damage prevented. This one is more dangerous. Now, here is why I die. You can see that I'm taking large amounts of chaos damage from the thing diving under. And I don't actually have that much chaos resist. I had minus 30 because, you know, early on it's not as important as it is later. And if you're not doing a lot of chaos bosses, either way, it's just bad to not have chaos resist. But yeah, under prioritized. And you can see I do actually start taking damage before the green is on me. That is because at the start of the Ancestry League, there was some issues with like graphical bugs and things like that. But either way, this death could have been easily avoided by just having chaos kept, and then it would not have been a problem. I die, and then yeah, we have to start over. I think this is like half a day in or a day in level 94. Yeah, remember, cap your chaos resistance. For my next death, this is a very interesting one. It's something I didn't even know could happen. So I am doing Sanctum on a 250 divine character made for no-hit running. And, well, let's, first we'll watch it and then we'll explain what happens. So, there's been some confusion about the death as well, because a lot of people think I died to something from that monster that was throwing out at me. And you know what? That's initially what I thought as well until I rewatched the clip. So, yeah, I actually have chosen a bit of a different no-hit runner than a lot of people have done. A lot of people will choose a no-hit runner with no defenses, whereas I actually went for a relatively tanky character, just so that yes, I might lose the no-hit run, but at least my character won't die, right? This isn't a problem on softcore because it doesn't matter if you die in Sanctum, you're on a no-hit run anyway. But I didn't want to lose my no-hit run and an expensive character at the same time, so I went for a character with actual defenses, and I had like 60 or 50 million DPS, one-shotting everything. Now, let's see what happens. We have to go all the way back here. You can see here. Now, we can't actually see what happens, but we can defer what happens. And if you see this yellow glow here, that means that there is one of the unique monsters being killed. And my totems kills those. You see the remnant of the shockwave here. You see like a little bit of a pulse on the left side of the screen. So that is that unique monster being killed. Now, some people are saying, well, Zizaran, why didn't you have shatter or corpse removal? This is your mistake. Well, as most of you know, unique monsters cannot be corpse removed until after they're dead. So once a unique monster is dead, you can then use Detonate Dead or Devouring Totem, right? Which is why in our Magic fan group, we were playing with Devouring Totem. However, most of us didn't know that Detonate Dead could even be in Sanctum. I've been doing Sanctum all league and I've never seen it. And most people that have been doing Sanctum all league said that they had either not seen it or maybe seen it once. So, bit of a freak accident. And then it does spawn its own monsters, like its own like normal white mobs that it could have detonated as well. But it had already shattered those. So Shatter actually killed me because I might have just been hit by a normal white monster instead. So I basically walk in on top of the corpse, which I didn't think this could happen. And I'm even putting the totem on top of it, so sort of blocking it from my sight. Minus 250 divines. So I never actually got to try a no-hit run. I was kind of sad about it. I was really looking forward to try one. But there it is. DD can in fact be in Sanctum. Now, here is my second rip, actually. I guess the other one was my third rip. This was unlisted, so it didn't appear in the playlist. This is a pretty tanky explosive arrow. Now, explosive arrow has a big problem with degens, right? It's very, very hard to get a lot of life regen, and it's pretty hard to get Leaf Shade. And at the time of my death, the Makanui Journey tattoos were not in yet, so I could not get Leaf Shade. Now, I'm also doing a service run, which makes me more hesitant to log out to avoid degens because, you know, I want to sell the portals, and they're already in. So, this is actually what kills me. And this could have been easily avoided. So first, let's watch the clip, and then we'll explain how to avoid it and what I could have done differently. Besides just having a build that actually has regen. So, the reason I say that this is actually what kills me is because this doesn't do damage to me. So there's no reason for me to even be worried about being in the circle. And I was saying this yesterday on my stream too. If you can confidently tank some mechanics and you know that they do nothing for you, being inside something that like shuts off an area can actually be really beneficial. Steel with his famous tank the beam, dude, clip, etc. And what ends up happening here is I'm trying to dodge the balls. They are scary. And then I get hit by, I believe I'm standing on 3 degens. No, 2 degens. Maybe the Maven Witness Ball was hitting me a little bit too. But either way, it's the Elder Drain, the Shaper Beam, and maybe that. So I'm not able to get out in time. Leaf Shade would have definitely saved me here. And so would maybe having like 600-700 more regen, which is very hard to get on Explosive Arrow. And also, if I was solo, I probably would have logged out as soon as he started the beam, because then I would have had 6 portals. So this is actually my first Uber Elder attempt this league, and the only time I've ever died to Uber Elder. Not strictly true. I did go in once with 30 cold resist and die, but yeah. So that was those deaths. Now, let's watch Karn die to Uber Sirus, and this rip clip got a lot of criticism. And I think a lot of people just don't understand what happened, and I guess a lot of my viewers understand what happened because they've already watched me tank the meteor, and tanking the meteor is a very common strategy. So let's explain why he died and still what he could have done differently. It's always easy after a death to see what you could have done differently. So he does actually die to a bug here. That being said, it is a bug that's been in the game for a long time, so you can do things to play around it. And Karn himself said, if I have to re-enter, I will just do a new set. And I've done the same mistake. It's actually my first death of Crucible last league. But sometimes you'll say something and have a plan, and you just throw the plan out the window in the heat of the moment. And he was telling me that on Discord yesterday. So yeah, like it's very, very common on hardcore that if you ever have to re-enter, there's so many bugs on re-entry that you are better off starting a new Sirus. And he had loads of sets. And this is actually the correct play, like he said. And then there are a few other things that could have saved him as well. So some people are wondering, well, it's so stupid to not be capped without a flask. Well, that's actually not correct. It's actually a very good strategy for him because chaos damage heals him. So that means that when he's standing in the puddle normally, he's recovering life. And chaos damage that he takes normally will heal him as long as it doesn't one-shot him. And then he just needs the Amethyst Flask because the meteor will one-shot him. And I think only some rolls of the meteor will one-shot him. I think it's like the 90th percentile of a top roll crit that will one-shot him without the Amethyst Flask. So this is a lot of bad luck as well here. But it's, yeah, he's using that, like, chaos damage over time heals you kind of thing. So, now, the thing that happens is whenever you're re-entering, Sirus can teleport you in. And that's why you see the Amethyst Flask go on a little bit early. Sirus can teleport you in. Instantly meteor, where you don't really get much of a warning. We've seen several clips of people dying to this on hardcore, where they might be like far over there, and suddenly you just see you get teleported in, and the meteor falls on you instantly, right? So then, if you didn't have the meteor on, dies. But there are other times where it'll be really delayed. This is what's happening here. and it hits less than 0.5 seconds after the amethyst flask goes off. So really unfortunate, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. It sucks that it's been bugged for so long and it still has a lot of issues. It's a big competition between Shaper and Sirus for which is the most bugged fight. But yeah, unfortunate. And now we're going to watch a rip clip by Wrath Skystrike. So let's watch it and then we'll analyze it afterwards. SRS build. I didn't even realize it's a software rip, but what? Right. Okay. Interesting. Upon watching it a few times to see what's happening, and I wonder why the graphics are so faded and why everything is invisible. So he is here actually just getting hit by the Hydra attack. You can see the Hydra, and the only indication you have is this one. It's basically the bow would be here, the Hydra standing here, and this is that like charge up that the Hydra has. So he's just getting hit straight in the face for max damage off the bow attack. And I don't know why everything is so faded out. So I guess it's just an asset loading issue. And he says himself, mainly sending this one in for the nuisance. The asset loading has been this league. Game has barely been playable for me. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I said at the start of Ancestry it was even worse. And it's crazy. You can't even see anything here. Very unfortunate. But yeah. Damn, that is so unfair. Either way, I hope you guys like this series. If you want to see more of it, you guys... Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and me analyzing rip clips, etc. And yeah, if you guys want to see more of this, feel free to send in rip clips. Other content creators can ask to be included in this as well. And just as long as I have access to watching your death, preferably on hardcore, and if you're able to show off any sort of defenses or what you had as well, that'll help. As well as map mods in the map if that's what you died to. But either way, we'll help analyze your rip clips and we'll make this a weekly series if we get enough content for it. So zizarangaming@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.